Welcome to the Troy Stoeber Show. You don't have to listen, but you're going to hear about it anyway.
You don't have to listen, but you're going to hear about it anyway. And so welcome to the Troy Stoeber Show. In fact, you might actually have to look at it and watch it on video. This is not just a regular podcast in a podcast studio. This is a vidcast. So if you want to get the most out of it, you're going to have to watch it on TV because we're going to have a lot of visuals. It's all going to be edited in. I got my trusty computer right here. Heather Robbins is my guest today. Heather, welcome to the show.
Hello.
There's probably going to be a lot of laughing and
sure.
Jubilee going on. Okay,
Jubilee.
So you might get your eardrums blown out at various times. So watch the volume on your TV set. Okay. Heather Robbins, welcome to the Troy Stoeber Show.
Thank you.
It's so nice to have you here.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun to be here. Are you kidding? When you call him I don't even know what I'm signing up for, but let's do this.
We're going to start at the beginning. Heather, tell me about your background. Like, where are you from? Kind of what's the origins of your story?
What are the... Oh gosh. Okay, let's see here. Origins.
Did you grow up here in Oregon?
Yeah, I'm from. I was born in Southern Oregon, and then moved up here to Portland. Went to high school in Westland. Go Lions! Woo woo! Yes, I'm passionate about my hometown. I love Westland.
Yeah.
I love it.
How long have you lived there?
Since I was 14. Yeah, I took a little break because I went to college in Utah, and then a internship in DC, but. Otherwise,
wonderful.
In Westland a lot. I am married to the love of my life, Dustin. We met in college, so we're college sweethearts. And then I have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, and they're all named M.
What are their ages?
I have a 23-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 18-year-old, and then a 14-year-old. So,
oh, wow.
Some kids are launching from the Robin's nest.
Okay, that's really exciting. I mean, that sounds like there's a lot going on. 3 in college.
That's crazy. Yes. And they all live in Utah.
I have known Heather Robbins for many years because I myself have been a resident of Westland for almost 20 years.
Indeed.
So,
a fellow lion.
A fellow lion. We have some stories to tell, I do believe.
Yes, we do.
So, tell me about the beginnings of your business because you are a real estate agent, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm a real estate broker.
For a long time, were you a stay-at-home mom, or were you? What else were you doing?
Yeah.
Because I know that real estate's only been the last 5 or 10 years, right? Or
no,
no,
sir.
No, okay, all right.
It's so great question. Out of school, I got my degree in marketing, and I started marketing for my mom, who is a real estate broker, and her business started building, and so we became business partners. I got my license, and that was back in 2000. So I've been doing real estate since 2000. We met during the recession when real estate was kind of slow. So I did this side gig.
Okay.
Do we delve into the zombie land now?
We will get there eventually. But so that's interesting. I didn't know you before that point. So we met during the recession. Now you've been active in the community. In fact, I think weren't you on the board of the neighborhood association, or was that how I met you? Because we were at a potluck or something, right?
Yeah, we met at the Hidden Springs Association pool party. So I was on the board there for a few years. I volunteer in different facets throughout the community just because I love to give back and I love my community. So doing real estate, and then about 7 years ago, my mom and I started our own brokerage, Robbins Realty Group.
There you go.
And that's has been fantastic. So now we have a boutique brokerage here in Westland, and I love it. I'm managing principal broker, so I review the other brokers' paperwork and manage them, and then I also run my own production. So
wow, okay, that's pretty cool. So,
I love it. I mean, seriously, I love it. I wake up in the morning so excited to meet new friends because I'm meeting new people all the time and relocating them into my community, which makes me so happy because I love Westland.
Heather is a bit of a fixture in our town because you know so many people. You've been there for so long. So that's really great. You can have a very positive impact on people. Now, I do find it kind of curious that you involve your mom. I mean, that's family, right? So, I mean, you have to kind of understand the pros and cons of working with your family, right?
Oh, yeah. It can get, so I happen to have the world's greatest mom. So it works
That
out
makes it easier.
so well. Like she was so good to me. She mentored me, getting me into the business. And then we've been business partners. And just recently I've bought her out of Robbins Realty Group. But I was like, Mom, please stay and keep doing production. She is fantastic at real estate. She is so good.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it works for us because we're so similar and we both love what we do and we love our hometown.
And she lives in Westland.
She lives in West. She's my next door neighbor. Like literally
I'll be darned.
the best mom
I'll
in
be
the
darned.
world.
Wow, that's so great. Okay.
So yeah. That works.
So that does
but
work.
I do know that family and business doesn't always blend. I just feel very fortunate that I have a really good role model and mentor in my mom, and she just showed me the way to do things right. And so, yeah, it's been a great run. She's been a fantastic business partner.
Okay, so now family is one way to have your business run, right? You can do it with your family. But also, as you meet families and grown-ups who are going about the business of, purchasing a home or selling a home is a pretty big step in most people's lives, you know?
And usually your largest investment comes with a lot of emotion, right?
A lot of emotion, a lot of responsibility. Wow. And so you're like right in the thick of that. So I want to know like how you feel about that, or, you end up playing a big role in these people's lives, and then do most of these people kind of stay your friend afterward? Or?
Oh, yeah. So we always say our clients become our friends and our friends become our clients at Robbins Realty Group. And I really you're juggling a lot of hats. You're like the accountant, the therapist, sometimes the marriage therapist, sometimes always the negotiator. There's so many things going on in a real estate transaction, and you're helping people relocate, find their sanctuary. I just felt honored and grateful, truly, to be invited into that space and to walk with them and guide them through that. How lucky am I to be able to do that? I'm super grateful. So,
Heather, I tell you, I think I've gotten to the point now where I've bought a couple homes. I've kind of gone through that process a couple times, and it can be pretty stressful. It can be really exciting. It's very emotional. That's grown up time. This is adulting. This is not me doing my day job where
I didn't get that memo. I didn't know I was adulting.
You are technically adulting on that one. So.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. I enjoy adulting then. It's pretty fun. So yeah, I helped you sell your home, your family home.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And it was a job well done. We all I guess.
I wasn't fishing for compliments, but thank you. But that was kind of a volatile time, right?
It was a volatile time. And that's part of life. When you think about it, home is where the heart is, right? That's where the home fires are burning, and you want to be comfortable at home. It's a really important place. So, whether you're buying it or selling it, there's an emotional attachment to it, I think.
There is, and we're still friends.
And we're still friends.
See?
That's great. That's great.
That's what I want. Especially when I'm working in my community, I need to make sure I'm completely me always, because I'm going to see them on the sidelines of a lacrosse game, or I'm going to see them at Safeway, or I'm going to see them anywhere.
Heather Robbins is authentic. What you see here, this wonderful woman is the true thing. She's the real deal.
Oh, thank you.
Why don't we tell our audience about how we actually met and how I pulled off the greatest party.
The greatest.
That story is so great.
It was phenomenal. Okay, so, isn't it kind of surreal that here we are chatting when
all
who
these
would have
years
known?
later,
You had this big old hat on and sunglasses, and I was handing out tickets at the pool party.
Right.
And I had a zombie shirt on that says "Zombies Heart Me." And I was this was during the recession, so real estate wasn't as busy, and me and my best friend had decided to create an adventure race called the Zombie Apocalypse Run.
You were the original adventure race, all the Tough Mudder and the Spartan, all that stuff came after you. I think you were the originator. And you did it organically. This was not a big company that came in and just tried to do a little subsidiary. You just did it.
We went all out. Okay, for sure.
Okay, so go back even before you met me. Who hatched the plan? How did you come up with the zombie apocalypse run?
I know, Debbie. That was all Debbie. She's so creative. You met Debbie,
Yes,
right? Okay.
yes.
Yeah, yes, of course you did.
Well,
of
and
course.
I've seen you like promote things with her. I think she moved away, but
She moved to San Diego.
What?
Part of my heart is in
could she
San
do
Diego.
that?
I
Okay.
know, right? Road.
So you did this for a few years.
So we did it for 3 years, and you could either register, it was a 5K, and it was out in Heiser Farms, and you could either register as a zombie or as a survivor. And the survivors had like football flag belts with 2 flags, excuse me, and survivors got a 2-minute head start. And then Steve, our sweet friend Steve, he would fire the cannon, and that was the start to the race. And survivors would get 2-minute head start. Then the zombies would come and chase after the survivors through a race course that had all sorts of theatrics by yours truly.
Yeah. Okay, so when I met you and I found out that you were actually putting on the zombie run, many people probably would have thought, 5K, running, sweating. I thought to myself, now wait a minute. There's a theatrical aspect to this whole thing.
God.
I mean, there was actually people during the race who would just stop and take pictures of, there was like, it looked like a waste of just like
Apocalyptic. Yeah.
It looked like dystopia for sure.
Ooh,
yeah, big word.
That is a big word.
We'll put that on the
write that
vocabulary,
down.
dystopia. Anyway, I thought to myself, now wait a minute. One of my good buddies has a whole lot of, military stuff and
Yes.
militia and camouflage and
So much camo.
And I thought to myself, wouldn't this be a wonderful serendipity? This would be
It was
perfect.
amazing.
And all I would have to do is go along with it and drink root beer out in the field and have fun with my friends.
Root beer. Yep.
It was a chore putting this all together. So anyway,
It was so fun. So you introduced me to Steve, and Steve brought his arsenal of all sorts of military gear. And you and Jack, sweet Jack, you were out on were you on the Hummer? What were you?
Yeah,
you
we were. I think we were on
camoed out.
one of the tanks or something. One of the multiple.
Oh my gosh!
Equipment.
I feel
things.
like I remember you with a bazooka in your hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and there was smoke, dry ice. We had smoke going across the field and stuff. Oh, it was.
It was amazing. We had a helicopter up in the air.
Well, we did.
Ushering people, telling them playing
We
the
had professional
siren.
makeup people there, so
yes,
it
we
looked
did.
like zombies were
crazy. And here's the funny thing: I don't even like zombies. For 3 years, I put on a zombie race and was like, I'm
That's
scared of
dedication.
zombies. Yeah, totally, right? So then I was like, okay, well, the market's picking back up, and that was super fun. And it was so fun. And I got to meet you. And Amy, she would run in the race, and your family would be out doing the theatrics. Where was Sophie? Did she run?
No, she was out there too. She had an M16.
Oh, okay. Oh, she just had an M16.
She
Yeah.
was shooting zombies. These guys were. I'll never forget looking out over the field, and my son would look up, and he'd kind of look for zombies. He'd kind of crawl around. He'd look again, look for zombies. Oh, it was
so fun.
You just can't. You can't come up with that. I mean,
No.
it's just. It was.
It was so fun. So that we put that to bed when the market started picking back up, and then that's when I started creating. Or my mom and I created Robbins Realty.
Heather Robbins' story on the Troy Stoeber Show. Now, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what would. I love it. We have some segments to go over.
Okay, let's do it.
The way this works is I introduce a segment and we get joint commentary. So what's going to happen here is a lot of this stuff is going to show up on the screen for our viewers. Okay. We're going to kind of
is it on this screen?
Right here on this screen for us, okay?
Okay.
So we go to the HR. Okay, we're going to start with analogy time.
Okay.
Cool analogies. The one that I have in mind is Grandpa Jack's driver and a fastball. Okay, so do you know what Grandpa Jack's driver and a fastball have in common?
No.
They give you greater margin for error. So Grandpa Jack, that's my former father-in-law.
Okay.
He got a brand new, one of those super fancy hot air balloon titanium drivers for golf.
yeah.
It probably cost,
a lot.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, we all determined that it didn't really change anything. It was just more forgiving. Like the technology was there, and the crank and the slice that he was actually pulling all the time was much more easily handled by his new driver. So he had a higher margin for error. If you have a fastball and you're in sports, you're a pitcher. If you just rely on location, eventually you're going to get burned. Somebody's going to get an enormous home run off you, and it's going to be sad. Okay. But if you make an error in location, but you have really fast speeds on your fastball, that makes up for it. So you can actually make more mistakes when you're a pitcher as long as you're pitching faster.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. Learn something new every day.
You learned something on the Troy Stoeber Show.
Yes, I did.
Grandpa Jack's driver and a fastball both give you higher margin for error.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give you these 4 words. Now, if they're going to appear on the screen. If you've heard the word before or you know what it is, then you're not really supposed to use it, okay? Because the object of the Troy Stoeber Show is to learn, to change, to grow, to get to somewhere you've never been before, okay? So I'm going to read these off. Ineffable, malapropism, petrichor, or secular. So do those sound familiar?
I know secular.
Okay, you know what secular is. Okay. So you got to choose one of the other ones then. Ineffable.
Ineffable, because it almost sounds like you're saying a naughty word. That's why I giggled. I was like, Troy Stoeber.
Great, we're going to do ineffable. I'm so excited to do this word. It's probably something like totally bland. And
I'm not the swearing type. So to see ineffable, I'm like, oh, gosh.
You can't F this.
What is happening over here?
Let's see.
Okay, am I allowed to look at this? Or
yes.
Okay.
And so eventually, I used to do vocabulary words with my kids and my friends all the time, just because I find it's very interesting. But what happens is, I have a really good friend, Dr. Kelly Cadlick, and what he told me one time was that your brain is like a bookshelf, okay? And so if you're not using the stuff, it falls off the bookshelf, and so you don't really get to, you don't really remember it. Okay. So what I want you to do is just pick one word and then like really try to use it, okay? Because otherwise, if you're like me and you just kind of learn a whole bunch of words and you never use them, then you didn't really learn a whole bunch of words because you're
not using them. You're not bringing them into your repertoire.
We're
Fancy word.
Repertoire? Is that a naughty word too? Okay. Too great or extreme to be expressed in words. The ineffable natural beauty of the Everglades.
Okay.
Should or cannot express with spoken words. Possibly because they are taboo. See? Oh, we can't speak
Was
of
I
this.
even right?
You did it.
Unspeakable.
You picked a naughty one. Or profound or incomprehensible. Do you remember, what was that one guy
Voldemort.
Voldemort!
Yeah.
He of who we shall not speak.
Say. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, he who we shall not speak. Yes, you were right.
Okay, so that's cool. What's his name, Voldemort?
Voldemort.
So
actually, we're not supposed to.
Strike down by lightning.
I know.
Heather, I don't know. Is it a good thing that we know our Harry Potter really well?
I absolutely think so. I know. Are you kidding? So my daughter's email is harrypotterfan503@gmail.com. And I will never let her forget it. And she's 23. She's like, Mom.
Heather, you've gotten material on her for a lifetime.
For lifetime.
That's awesome.
So true. Okay.
Too great or extreme to be expressed in words.
So or ineffable.
Like ineffable, just like overwhelming.
Yes.
The Troy Stoeber Show is ineffable.
How I feel about this show is ineffable.
Let's come up with a catchy saying today for the Troy Stoeber Show. Okay,
this is, can I? I have one.
Please. I'm going to have to write it down, though, because I want to make sure that I don't forget it.
Okay, what you do in the dark comes out in the light. Kind of profound, right?
That's ineffable.
It is.
What you do.
Oh, my gosh, it's ineffable. Yes, absolutely.
What you do in the dark
comes out in the light.
Okay, tell me about that.
I tell my kids that all the time. What you do when no one is watching, when no one is around, will certainly come out in the light. So do the right thing. Make the right choice.
Heather.
Go all in and be a good person always, in the dark or in the light.
What's that one quote about integrity is what you do when nobody's watching or something like that. Have you
Yeah,
is it
it's
something
true.
like that?
Yeah. So have you seen? There is a video by Michael Phelps that was done. I think it was Hurley was the sponsor right before his last Olympics.
Okay.
And it's very much based on this. I saw the video and it was like him training on his own, like for years, right? Never missing a practice. Even when he was sick, he was all in. And that kind of dedication is so inspiring. But like what he did in the dark came out in the light, right?
I love it. I love it. Wow, that's really awesome. Okay, the next segment is actually really important because it's sponsored by somebody. So,
Yes.
the Willamette Coffee House.
The Willamette Coffee House.
Proudly serving long bottom. We'll cut that part out. Proudly serving long bottom coffee at the Willamette Coffee House is located in West Lynn off exit 6 on the 10th Street exit. Have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
They serve me up with smiles every morning, and that coffee is so good.
Sweet. I don't drink coffee, but I go and get tea there and have meetings. I actually am so
It's a
impressed
beautiful
with their
place.
staff.
It's a beautiful place there,
yeah.
and everybody's always, they're happy and
So
easy.
sweet. Yes, I think very highly of them.
I think they even have don't they have like a philanthropy, the Honduras Well Project?
Oh, do
Are you familiar
they?
with that?
No, but I love them
Okay.
even more now
Well, so-
because they do that.
I'm going to kind of get all the details for a later Troy Stoeber Show segment, and we're going to go into all of their philanthropy and stuff too. So that's kind of
Oh,
cool.
cool.
You talk
I
about
love
giving
that.
back to the community, support local people out there who are
Yes.
coffee drinkers. Willamette Coffee House. We're going to
Or
Art
tea.
Vault. Or tea. Willamette Tea House. Okay, now
Doesn't have the same catch, right, as Willamette Coffee House, but they do have good tea, for the record.
we got 4
Okay.
choices for you again.
Okay.
And
What are they?
do you want like a drum roll and stuff?
Oh, did we blow out your drums by doing that? I apologize.
Your choices are Arvid, Blue Filter, Paint Splashes, or Red Commentary Slides. That
Oh.
is the Blue Filter right there. And you can
Okay.
see it's a beautiful photograph
Yeah.
of a very deep, somebody who's in deep kind of,
Reminiscent of the thinker.
does remind. So,
Yeah. Look at me, so cultured.
so I was trying to think of the word cultured. This is a Renaissance woman. Okay, she is a Renaissance woman. She's into everything. She's into sports 5Ks. She's into art, zombies. She's into the occult. She's a little bit of everything, okay?
A little bit of everything.
Favorite color is blue. That looks like the thinker right there. Look at that.
Oh,
Isn't that awesome?
yeah. Okay.
Beautiful photography. So now what's interesting about this is I pulled a fast one on you.
She missed the mark.
She did miss. And specifically the marker. So
Yeah.
actually these are not photographs. These are drawings with ballpoint pen. So everything
Are
you
you
see here
kidding
is
me?
hyper-realistic stuff that is made with ballpoint pen.
Oh
So,
my gosh, is this the dude who does
that he's one of the dudes. So
He
I
is
just
so
got you a whole
talented.
bunch of these. Like somebody with pen, and look at how fine they come up with all
Wow.
that detail and stuff.
I am so impressed.
Isn't that pretty amazing?
Yeah.
I mean
that's
that
cool.
almost looks like a photograph, like a
That is.
if you didn't know,
I
you would
really
probably
thought it
just
was
be
a
like-
photo.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
What do you think of that guy?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Walter or what's his name?
I don't know, but his face is familiar.
I think he's from Breaking Bad. That's like the like you can almost see like the
his
cracking
hair.
in his skin.
Yeah.
That's that guy from House.
Oh, okay. See, I don't really watch TV, so I don't know the characters. I just know the faces. I kinda
It's
live in-
remarkable. It's remarkable. This is Art
that's
Vault.
sweet.
That's why it's called Art Vault.
Oh, okay. I love
Because
it.
we're going to the Art Vault.
We're going to the art vault.
Presented by Willamette Coffee House.
Thank you, Willamette Coffee House.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I have a Spider-Man story.
Oh, do tell. Do tell. Hold on, let me get comfortable for
Yes.
this.
When I was younger,
Okay.
Spider-Man was my hero. Mom, if you're watching this, you can totally validate this. I would sit in front. Do you remember like Sesame Street and Electric Company? And like all this?
Yes.
I would sit in front of the TV, like patiently waiting, like forever for Spider-Man to come. And sometimes they wouldn't even have Spider-Man on. I'd watch the whole. Oh, and I'd be so mad. Anyway, I would crawl around the house and sling webs, and I even got good at drawing this.
Did you really?
Not that good.
Okay.
I mean, that's beautiful.
That's not
but-
your drawing. Okay.
No, believe it or not, that's not mine. You give me too much credit.
I could have been fooled.
But what happened then was I went to college,
Okay.
and in college they started coming out with like the Spider-Man movies, the ones with Tobey Maguire and all that other stuff. And I was like, wait a minute now. Everybody is getting on the Spider-Man bandwagon, and I'm the original Spider-Man fan.
But you're the OG.
So yeah, I didn't appreciate that, because like these people were just like the commercial Spider-Man, and I was like I mean, the Spider-Man segments that I watched when I was little, it was like some dude with like a stocking over his head. If kids are watching, it's actually real. Spider-Man is real. I was like mad. Like now everybody's a Spider-Man fan. Coin Toss Brewery.
Okay.
So we do have to say a few nice things about Coin Toss Brewery. There was a pandemic. There is a pandemic.
There is a pandemic.
Last year was like the hardest part of the pandemic, because we had the most level of lockdown. Mm-hmm. We didn't know what we were dealing with. We had very few tools to combat the situation.
Yeah. Social
distancing, you probably all will. That'll be ingrained in people's mind, indelible forever.
Yes.
But the fine people at Coin Toss Brewery, right here in Oregon City, developed a delicious IPA called Pale It Forward. And so they wanted to do something good. Something good had to come out of the pandemic. And so that sentiment, Pale It Forward, it's an IPA, pale IPA, get it? Uh-huh. Okay. And so I love to drink it. It tastes great. It goes with everything. It goes with hamburgers. That's my favorite food.
Hamburgers is your favorite food?
Hamburgers is my favorite. I could eat. I'm like who's that hamburger guy?
Oh, I don't know his name, but who had one every day?
Yeah, the Popeye guy from hamburgers. Oh, God. Heather, I could eat those all the time.
Yeah. So one thing I thought I would share with you, one of my passions in business is helping women work from home to help provide for their families.
Excellent.
It's a huge passion of mine. During the recession, that was kind of hard on our family, because my husband's in construction, I'm in real estate. And so we worked from home and figured it out. And so now I want to help other women and empower other women. And isn't your sponsor a women-owned business?
That's right. So Cox Electric in Salem, Oregon, is owned by the illustrious Zandy Cox. And
Zandy with a Z?
With a Z.
Oh, I would like to meet Zandy. I like her name.
Tell you what, what I try to do whenever I'm near her is walk behind her so that the brain vibes will flow onto me, okay? Because the woman is a certifiable genius.
Is she really?
When it comes to like math and circuits, and here's the thing, you hear a lot of stories about different businesses and how they became successful, and what sets them apart. I mean, the woman knows electrical, lighting, commercial installation of
That's
electrical construction. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's awesome. So she'll do your parking lot. She'll relight your whole warehouse. She'll install fixtures in your business. She'll help you with remodeling, new construction.
That's a lot to carry. As a
Cox Electric sponsors the studio. So you're welcome to the Cox Electric studio.
Thank you.
Here on the lovely campus. And you saw the view
the view's
of
amazing.
Willamette Falls Studios.
Yeah.
And so Cox Electric, Zandy Cox, she started her business with a laptop that was, they were going to throw it away.
Oh my gosh.
It was a Dell, I think she said it was a Dell notebook. And the business that she used to work for, I think she got her start with like a different electrical company. They were going to throw away their laptop. And she said, no, I'll take it.
Oh my goodness.
And now she's doing, I think, like $1.24 million a year. So you can't.
Zandy, well done.
Zandy Cox, thank you for sponsoring the Troy Stoeber Show.
Inspiring. Isn't that great? Yes. You've got fantastic sponsors.
You women got to stick together. That's a great story, though.
I think it's really amazing when you can empower, elevate, and educate people in the industry. I happen to really love working with women, but I love working with men, too. And I'm sure Sandy feels the same.
Well, I am sure that my viewers are going to enjoy our segment today.
I hope so, but if they didn't, we sure did.
To wrap things up, I just want to thank Heather Robbins for being a guest on today's show.
Oh, my pleasure.
It means a lot to have you here, and I appreciate your support. And we had some fun, and maybe we learned a few things.
Yes.
What was our word of the day?
Affable. It was affable, friends.
This experience was affable.